Joffrey, Renly, Robb Stark are all thieves. They'll bend the knee or I'll destroy them.
Alleris waited in her chambers for the arrival of the new spy master Melira. She apparently had important information for her. Alleris detested these spies and their sneaking, slimy ways, but they sure did have their uses. The new spy master was a vast improvement on Miro, who had fled with his master Cerulean after the collapse of the Giscari. He had always made Alleris feel uncomfortable and on edge. The new spy master, however, seemed oddly loyal to House Vaekar, well, as loyal as a spy could be. She'd planted many informants throughout the Empire in the Free Cities. She always reported her findings to Alleris at once. At least she would have Alleris think anyway. The council and court was now completely purged of traitors and ambitious opportunists. Once again, full of men loyal to House Vaekar and Valeria. Cerulean still hadn't been found, which was only a matter of time. Orion had been continuing the expansion of the Empire and reclaiming the old territories, trying to finish their father's legacy. Wherever Cerulean was hiding, they'd soon drag him out and give him the dragon's justice. Alleris' biggest problem of late was her lord husband Arlax. He now had vast lands and titles, but still wouldn't shut up about his birthright. He spent most of his days in his cups, angrily ranting about his homeland and his right to the Stormlands of Westeros. It sounded a miserable place. Alleris never intended to step foot in such a dull land. Arlax had been speaking lately of gathering a great host to try and reclaim what should be his, even trying to convince the gardeners at court to join him and retake their lands together. In truth, Arlax had no claim to the lands of his father. He was a bastard and had true-born brothers who the lands passed to, but for there was no telling Arlax this. He wouldn't have it. He'd only get angrier. Alleris was grown to despise the man and spent most of her time away from him in Sarmel, helping rule the Empire. Suddenly, Melira entered, unbeknown to Alleris. She moved silently as ever.
"Princess, may I sit?"
she asked.
"Of course. Now please, my lady, what news do you have for me? Is it of Cerulean? I have whispers of him, but how much of it is true I do not know."
She whispered, her voice as silent as her movements.
"I've heard mutters of him being backing Braavos, yet also the Stepstones, Pentos and Lorath. As soon as I hear word of him being in one place, he apparently appears elsewhere. I've had no word of any of the dragon eggs either. So he's everywhere, yet nowhere,"
Alleris said, rolling her eyes.
"If not Cerulean, or the stolen dragon eggs, then what important news do you have for me?"
she said impatiently.
"A new dragon rider,"
Melira smiled.
"A low-born boy from the Sunset Kingdoms, thought to be the seed of Aegon Targaryen on some whore. Anders Waters, he had no relationship with the Westerosi king. I doubt the king even knew he existed. He, for one reason or the other, crossed the narrow sea and ended up in Braavos, before fighting in sellsword companies. That's when he found the dragon."
Melira's smile turned to a huge grin.
"What dragon? There are no more dragons, only those of the Targaryens and those belonging to my families."
Alleris pointed out.
"Unless you mean... No. Surely not Doom."
Doom was untamable. The beast had been wild for over 20 years now. Her eldest living son Rhaegal had dreams of taking the beast most of his childhood. Thankfully, however, his dragon egg hatched, putting an end to his ambitions to the relief of Alleris. Recently though, old Blackhand Whore, who was slowly dying of illness and old age, had decided he was going to bring the beast to heel, or die in the attempt. As expected, it was the latter. Doom burnt the stubborn old fool to a crisp. Blackhand would have loved that though, dying axe in hand and a curse on his lips rather than slowly wasting away bedridden. He said it was no way for a warrior to go. It was the custom of these so-called Iron Men apparently to seek a warrior's death. Alleris missed him. As stubborn and miserable as he was like a second father to her. When her own father had died while she was still so young. The same could be said of Nori Pennos and Brion Haenerys, all of her father's loyal men and brothers in arms, now long dead.
"No, your grace. Doom is as wild and as free as ever. But it seems your dragons are not the only ones to come from Doom. It seems Doom has been filling the Rhinor with hatchlings these past 20 years. They've been spotted much of late, especially around the new settlements we've established in the north, and it seems this boy has tamed one."
Alleris stood at once.
"Something must be done, but what? We can't kill the boy. That would lead to war between us and Westeros, which would only harm us right now. The remaining 3 cities would surely join their course."
Melira smiled again.
"From what I've heard, the boy seems very fond of your family and the stories he's heard, especially you, Princess. Apparently, he was on his way here to offer his sword before he tamed the dragon."
Alleris thought for a moment how best to approach this.
I'll send him a letter inviting him to meet me at Volantis. Perhaps he could be of some use. If not, at least I'll have him as far away from the eyes of our enemies. I trust you to make sure it reaches him without anyone else's knowledge. Of course, Your Grace. You disappoint me. Have you learnt nothing of my capabilities?
She smiled that wicked smile once more. Hello everyone, Grand Maester Stitch here and welcome back to the Citadel for House Vaekar. As you'll see from the introduction, which is back this week, so I hope that you enjoyed it. We saw an insight of Princess Alaris, the older sibling of Astorion, the Emperor, who pretty much rules this empire, and her husband, Lord Arlex Verandon, who is obviously from the Stormlands, and he is growing a little bit upset. He's obviously got his strong claim on the Kingdom of the Stormlands, which he wants to press at some point. Hopefully not soon, because we don't want to be going to war with Westeros just yet. Even though New Valyria is now quite a decent empire here, as you can see, as well as what we own in Sepphoris, a lot of these new colonies are still pretty weak. I don't think we'd have the manpower to go toe-to-toe with the Targaryens just yet. So hopefully nothing will kick off just yet, and then we're still on the lookout for Cerulean Blackthorn wherever he may be. So yes, let's get into this next episode. We obviously took Cohort in the last episode. Okay, some of our kin are still unhappy that we gave land to the wildling down in Sepphoris, but I don't know why, because I don't know why any of them would want that land. It is absolutely terrible down there. Right, so where should we strike next? We obviously have this Dothraki land here, but that is part of this huge Dothraki horde, which we don't really want to be getting involved with just yet if we can help it. We could go for Lorath next, but then that's around the top of Norvos, Pentos, Bravos, leaving it a little bit vulnerable on that coast if we were to go with war with these other kingdoms. So we could leave those three cities now. We could start going for this smaller Dothraki kingdom here, splitting this Auric bit in half so that we can take this bit easier. I think we will probably do that actually. I think we'll go for that area first. I haven't made any new custom characters for this week's episode, guys, so I do apologise for that, but they will be coming soon. I'm sort of saving a few up ready for an event that I've sort of got planned for the future. Right, where shall we attack first in this Dothraki area? Right, where is... okay, so that's that one. That's that one. That one. We want to go for the capital if we can. Can we not go for the capital? No, we can't. So we'll go for this one because this is the closest. So we'll colonize Krazak Kia. However the hell you say that, I have not got a clue. But yeah, we will declare war and we will go for that land. New Valyria is at a state of war. We should send ravens to the Great Lords, rallying them to the Crown's defence. They will surely honour their obligations. Well, I know our brother will. Removing Curry. Oh, I hate when it does this every time. We're not removing him from the council. It's because he's commanding his armies. Right. Let's call up our vassals, which we can, all over this land. Wow, there's a lot more than I thought we had there. Let's meet up. We'll meet up in Sarmel for now, why not? And get everybody there. Did I miss that one out? I did miss him out, right? So let's try that again, and we'll meet up in Sarmel, please. Antares, wow, he owns pretty much all of North Valyria now. And then, oh right, okay, so why do we own this bit here? This shouldn't be ours, really. So I need to transfer the vassalage of this area to our brother when we get a chance. Well, I'll need to remember to do that after this war. Right, so let's let our armies march together. Our brother's obviously coming to our aid, as he always does. Most people are, by the looks of it, so that's great news. This is a double upload day today as well, guys. I think this is the first time I've ever done a double upload day, so I hope that you enjoy both videos that have been uploaded today. But obviously, my first video that I uploaded today was the second video in my Succession series that I am taking part with all those other awesome YouTube CK2 content creators. I only lasted 2 episodes, unfortunately, before my character died, but never mind. Spoiler alert if you've not seen that one yet. But yeah, hopefully next time around I'll get a little bit more of a go to show what I can do, but never mind. It's just the way these things roll sometimes, isn't it? But never mind. Right, so I did enjoy it though. It was an honour to be taking part with some of those awesome content creators, some of which I've been watching for a long time. So, okay, they will surely honour their obligations. We've already done that. Your Imperial Majesty, I've been instructing young Aenys in the ways of sword and lance as requested. I am pleased to say he appears to be a natural. His martial prowess has improved greatly over recent weeks. Your humble Master-at-Arms, Maegor Heneris. Aenys shall be a fine warrior. Okay, so he's gained the trait Skilled Fighter. Wow, at the age of 12. That's impressive. And he's got decent stewardship and learning as well. Okay, cool. Maybe our son, Emperor Aenys II, could end up being a pretty decent heir to play as after Astorion, so that's pretty cool. As well as his cousin Rhaegar, who is impressive, as we already know. He is an incredible swordsman, and loads more to him. He's a great person. Really good. It's a shame that he's... Okay, so that tyrant will just disband those men. We're not going to need them. News from Riverrun, Your Imperial Majesty, a new dragon has entered the world. Argella Waters has apparently successfully hatched one and has named the she-dragon Sharanor. Sharanor? Yeah, Sharanor? Something like that. I could be wrong with how I'm saying that. I'm not the best at pronouncing stuff. Okay, we've arrived for a carousing at Whitehorn Whore's lands. Obviously the son of the late Blackhand Whore, who was killed by horrific burns from the dragon Doom when he was foolish enough to try and tame it. But he died how any Ironborn would want to die, with his axe in his hand, curse on his lips. A death worthy of any warrior, really, isn't it? Right, let's band these together and then we'll march up for the land that we're trying to take. To my liege, the Rye Scholar Astorion, it has not escaped me that several of your commanders lack formal training in military tactics. I would like to offer my service by training Edric, Aeron and Teron in the use of advanced battlefield... Okay. Strategies. Okay, awesome. Most generous offer. Has a favour. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll accept that offer if you're going to train all those guys. That's awesome. Right, let's get everyone to meet up here instead. Or meet there, actually. Your Imperial Majesty, for some time now I have been in the employ of Lord Freeholder Aenix, but now I seek a better station. I humbly request to join you in Sarmel so that I may serve you. All I ask for in return is a small recompense. Ugh. Who are you? Let's have a look. You want to tame a dragon. Decent learning, decent intrigue. You're Valerian as well. Bellados. Whoever you are. Yeah, I accept. We need people like you. You look like a decent prospect. What's the Death Swamps here? Who owns the Death Swamps again? Lord Damien of Death Swamps. Oh yeah, Centaurus, the northern chap, wasn't it? Okay. Right, yeah, we're going to march. Okay, here's the Valerian. Our brother's army. Marching on with it. It's got a lot of men there, but we've got... Wow, we can actually raise quite a lot of levies. When these new colonies settle in, we're going to have one hell of an army. Be interesting to see how many men we do have all in all. I'll have to check that out at some point. Let's merge these 29,000 together. Wow, we've got about 34,000 men that are going to go. Yeah, we'll just march them straight onto the Dothraki lands. It's not going to take us very long to take that, is it, to be honest? They've only got 2,000 men. Maegor has been a leal and able servant, having successfully completed many tasks in the aid of New Valyria. It would be seen as the right and honourable course to reward him with certain incomes and grants so that to foster greater loyalty. I'll grant him the finest gift possible. Yeah, we'll give him gold. 50 gold. That's a lot of gold. We've already gave him lands, so... Orion Targaryen has had Vaegar's dragon egg removed from their treasurer. Ah, yeah, King Orion. Yeah, the new king, as Aegon has passed away, but there is a Targaryen bastard, which we did hear about in the introduction, and he will be introduced in this series, hopefully in the next episode. He was made by one of you guys, and with an epic backstory, so I really appreciate that and all the effort that you put into that character for me, and he will be turning up. It's been long in the making. I have had the information on him for a while, and then you added extra details, and I really do like the character and his backstory, so I'm looking forward to introducing him soon, when he'll hopefully meet Alaris in the next episode. Removing Maegor from the council is act, but I haven't removed him. Ah, I see, because I owe you a favour. You want to get on the council, you sneaky Russian, you. Okay. Right, let's get our men over there and start sieging this land quickly. We're at 96% and we haven't even got our flipping army over there yet. Our brother's just taking care of everything for us. Do you know what? Stay where you are. We may as well just disband our army because they've been smashed without us even having to step foot there. Offer peace, enforce demands, yes. You have decreed that a new colony shall be established in the name of House Vaekar. All that is needed is the final order. Yes, start the colony. There we go, a new colony. In the centre of Sarmel stands a ruin of particular interest. It was once a great amphitheatre, where plays and feasts of skill were once performed. Now the crumbling building is only a sad remainder of what of once a great city. Perhaps it should be restored to its former glory. Yes, bring the glory to me and the city of Flowerport Games Amphitheatre. Yes, awesome. It's only going to make it even better there, isn't it? Let's disband that armour. You need to come home until the next time. Right, who do we grant this land to? We now have new lands, obviously, so we need to grant them to somebody. The war has ended. Yes, I will reappoint the old council. Right, disband those. Have I disbanded all of my men? Haven't got any, like, lurking up here, have I, anywhere that I don't realise I've even got vassalage to? Where are those Targaryen ships going? That's interesting. Keep an eye on that. Right, yes, I need to transfer the vassalage of... Who are you? Lord Freeholder Anix of Worm River. Right, I need to transfer your vassalage to our brother because you shouldn't be under us. So I can't do it until he's called off his men. He's currently defending against Karl Arek the Rash. Okay. We'll have to wait to do that soon, hopefully. Right, let's cross off all of those. Right, who should we give this to then? We could give it to our nephew. What sort of land is it? It's nothing really impressive, is it, at the moment? Not at all. Do we really want to give our nephew something so close to that terror? He did get pretty upset because we didn't give him any titles in the last few episodes. Rhaegal Vaekar, who is very impressive as we can see, but he obviously did have a very impressive mother and father. I think he was one of those child of destiny that you do sometimes get. It's a shame our heir didn't get it, but our heir is pretty impressive anyway. So let's grant him the landed title and let's give him lordship of Zobria. There we go. He's got his own lordship and titles now. And he can go at war with the Dothraki, which he'll enjoy because he's a bit of a soldier. So, right, we've got an idle council position. Who isn't doing anything? Our chief general. And we can't get rid of him either because we owe him a favour, you dickhead. Right, train the children. Yeah, why not? And we've got to wait for our brother to finish so we can make him on Hand of the King, Hand of the Emperor, whatever we want to call it. We can colonise some other areas, but we won't do those just yet. So I think I'd rather colonise areas over here while we're at it. Take some more of this Dothraki land away from the Dothraki, as they are causing us a lot of trouble, aren't they? So I don't know what's going on with Marine at the minute. They're not actually under our brother, so I don't know if they've somehow got independence without me realising. Right, can we transfer vassalage yet to you? No, we can't. Do you need help, brother? Who are you at war? Do you want us to join? Or we'll leave him to it. He enjoys fighting, doesn't he? So I'm not sure what we should go after next. I'm a bit worried about taking Lorath. Hey up, East Andalos. Have we got? Okay, we've got Lord Royce of East Andalos. Interesting. So Andalos is coming back by the looks of it. That's very interesting. We could strike for Norvos next, actually. That'd be better. Then we can take Lorath afterwards. I think Norvos would probably be better to take. That just leaves Lorath, Pentos, and Bravos then. The world is a dangerous place and devious plots are everywhere. Rumours have reached it that people are conspiring to kill your son, Aenys. Oh no. Who's plotting to kill our son? Well, nobody on here, apparently. So that's worrying. Right, that's very worrying. Let's construct a flagship. I want an enormous flagship befitting the Vaekar fleet. We don't want to buy any Unsullied. There's plenty of dragons about. I just thought we'd build a new flagship. Why not? I'm a bit worried now, though, that there's plots to kill our son and heir. Especially now that he's turning into quite a decent He is cruel, apparently, though, but he's just at the same time. So, but I am a bit worried now. I don't really want to send him to hiding because it's just going to ruin his development. So, I don't really want to do that if I can help it. Should we? I think we will take Norvos. Let's get Norvos out of the way. Declare war. Dragon conquest of Norvos. It's only a small area. We should be able to hopefully take it easy. Hey up. A cohort going against us. Your Imperial Magi will honour my... So, awesome. That's Lise, isn't it, getting involved? And Mir are getting involved. Okay, it looks like most people are going to join us. Do I even need to call up my men, or... We will, just in case, because we have got a decent amount of soldiers, haven't we, there? Right, let's meet up over here near the Roiner, and then we'll march north. We've still got this army over here for whatever reason. We need to sort that out at some point and give it back to our brother, who is busy at the moment in New Gis. I'd like to give it something better than New Gis eventually. Okay, there's a revolt going on down in Sephorios against Aegon, not Aegon, Orion Targaryen. I keep forgetting that Aegon is dead. Okay, so Bravos and Pentos are coming to help Norvos. They'll be soon. Colin Gardner is currently under my control, and his relative, Lady Deanna, the Unwanted Order, is currently opposing us. We can rightfully execute or imprison him. Okay, who is your, Ah, because your mother is a princess of Norvos. Interesting. No, it's not his fault, is it? It's not her fault. The Gardeners are loyal to us, and Norvos soon will be too. Right. Let's forward along, and let's go take Norvos. Hey up, hey up, hey up. Oh, a baby's been born to somebody. Who was it? I heard a baby cry. Oh, Jalura. Oh, I remember the Jaluru from... Well, is he still around? No, Lontar Jarulu. Wow, he had a lot of kids, didn't he? Damn. And he still owns his lands over there. Interesting. I forgot all about him. He was our diplomat right at the beginning of Season 1, wasn't he? Okay, new houses have risen. Let's go take care of Norvos quickly. Once our banners... Not all our banners are raised, but once our men all form up at the Roiner. Where are they all? Meet there instead then, please. Get the main force up there. The Sorrows is a dangerous place, used as a quarantine colony by the free cities for people infected with greyscale. A thick, unnatural fog hangs over the place. Those who pass through must be ever cautious. We must take care. 30% chance of gaining greyscale. Obviously we've gained grayscale. My skin is turning a mottled black and grey and is stone-like to the touch. I have caught grayscale. Vaekar, save me. Oh shit. Emperor Storion has contracted a grayscale. She's going to try and save us apparently. Well, that was the mistake of coming to the Sorrows. Damn. Not good, not good. There we go, look at that, it's all over his face. We've got grayscale. Get all our men together. We'll have a fair amount there that we should hopefully go into be able to take Norvos quite easy. Orion Targaryen has had Dark Sister added to their treasurer. Visenya of King's Landing has died at the age of 72. Wow, she always lives to such an old age in every playthrough that I do. She always lives so old. I think in my Maegor one she died in her 70s or 80s as well. Daenerys Rapatis has died under suspicious circumstances. Oh no, one of the Rapatises. She had sons though, so that's good. Some Rapatis. So the family name carries on of our father's great friend. Is this... No, these are not against us, so we will march up to the Norvos capital. We shouldn't really be leading this, so should we? We'll put Edric, Reven and Blurarion in charge. We're no good at commanding armies. Whitehorn Whore is coming to our aid as well. She's perfect. Your Imperial Majesty, I would like to politely remind you of the gold that New Valyria owes my hand. Where do these keep coming from? I don't understand who all these people are that I apparently owe money to, even though I don't remember borrowing money off anybody. Your Imperial Majesty, my mission to all of Atlantis has so far been a success. Perfect. Okay, who's this? Unmarried heir, Prince Aenes. Well, he's only 14. We'll find him an heir soon. He's still young. Oh, we need a new Imperial General. Okay. Yes, we'll go with Rhaegal, our nephew. He's very impressive. Teron Rianda, how is he doing now? He's married now, which is good. Hopefully carry on his family name. Wow, 30 intrigue. Awesome. Where are we? Here we are. 16,000 men. Let's get up to the Norvos capital and get it under siege and take control. So we need to find a marriage for our son and heir. It needs to be someone worthy of marriage. Who is the highest ranking one? Lady of Sarth. Where's Sarth? Gods of Laura. Not really. I don't really want to... Oh, Westerosa. There's not really any matches worthy of an emperor. We don't really want to be going to the Westerosa. And the rest of Dothraki. I definitely don't want to marry him to a Dothraki. So we'll leave him unmarried for now until we find a good match. No, Teron is doing a fine job. I'm not removing our cousin and close friend. He's one of our most loyal subjects. We're not taking him away from being a commander. You have a new character now if your character dies. Oh no! If your character dies now, you will play as King Orion the Drunkard. Your son, Prince Aenys Vaekar, has died, and now it falls to you to decide whether to make a funeral a big and special event, or just keep it small, private one. My son deserves to be honoured with a funeral. How did he die? Died under suspicious circumstances. Someone's murdered him. Someone has murdered our son. Just the Vaekar family will be invited. Aenys Vaekar has died, causing his dragon Morgul to fly into a rage and establish a lair in Sarmel. Something must be done about it. This has not been a good episode. We've caught Greyscale, and our son has died. Just shows how quickly things can change in these families, how cousins and brothers and different people inherit. So now... Right, so what is the actual line of succession now? He inherits, but who inherits after him? Damn you. Not a good episode. Not a good episode at all. Things are going to shit. I'll spend lavishly on food. It's a funeral for our son. Hopefully, our wife's still only 34. Hopefully we can get some more children. Who knows? Not good. Has he had another bastard? He's had another bastard. Got 3 Is he actually going to have any children with his actual wives or just with the priestess? I bet it's with the priestess again, isn't it? Yes, the priestess. God, he is one randy little fucker, our brother Orion is. He is so... he sleeps with everyone. Hey up, hey up. Cerulean Blackthorn has had Dragon Egg removed from his treasurer. And where... Hey up, Cerulean Blackthorn. Guild of the... Cerulean Blackthorn's a faceless man. But I'm more worried about where his Dragon Egg's gone, because he had 4 Dragon Eggs. Who has he given that Dragon Egg to? That is worrying. Hilarious conquest of broken arm has ended in... Oh. So she's going for the broken arm, is she? Interesting. Very interesting. What's our sister up to over there? Right, we'll take Norvos before we end this episode. It's been an episode of great woe. So I want to take Norvos as quickly as we can, to be honest. Take care of it. You committed much gold to the extravagant feast, and in particular the guests were impressed with the large centrepiece on the dais table. It represented a green lawn surrounded with large peacock's feathers and green branches, to which were tied violets and other sweet-smelling flowers. In the middle of this, a fortress was placed, covered with silver. The fortress was hollow and formed a sort of cage, in which several live birds were shut up, their tufts and feet being gilt. On its tower, which was gilt, the banners of House Vaekar were placed. It was worth the coin. Can't believe our son's died. The funeral. The friends and family of the departed, as well as the noble lords of the realm, arrive in the keep. The body of Aenys, cleaned and prepared for viewing, dressed in the finest funeral garbs and accessories, sits in the casket, placed at the feet of the ruling seat. The gathered crowd buzzes with hushed whispers, cuts with the mournful cries from those closest to the dead. Soon a priest enters the court and approaches the body, turning to the assembled. The priest reads sacred rites over the dead and begins a eulogy, noting the deeds of the deceased. The speech finished, the party joined the funeral feast, where close friends shared tales of valour, glory and honour to keep the memory of the dead and combats grief's grasp as its body is interred. And so it is done, and then the body would obviously be burnt as well, as is the Valyrian custom. Can't believe our son is dead. And now I worry about if our brother gets full power of the Empire. That's quite worrying. Obviously he's very bloodthirster, so if he gets full control, who knows what could happen. It could end up going to Rhaegal. Okay, Cerulean Blackthorn has had another dragon egg removed from his treasury, which is worrying. Who is he giving these dragon eggs to? Okay, so one more siege in Norvos should end the Norvos War. Our brother seems to have finished his war now. So at least after that we'll be able to give him his vassalage and transfer that vassalage to him. Okay, Ilio Vaekar is now of age. He's a decent commander as well, which is interesting. But at least there are some more heirs coming. Edric Rivers has informed you that the new flagship for the Valyrian fleet is complete. The Dromed has over 700 oars, and this huge sail blazing with the arms of House Vaekar. Many hundreds of people gather to watch it be launched into the Sea of Sarmel, and all say it is one of the largest ships that they have ever seen. A magnificent ship, I must say. That is awesome. Now it has been launched and blessed, you must now select a name for your flagship. I will select my own name. I name it Emperor Astorion in honour of myself. Emperor Aenys after my father. An enormous flagship added to the treasury. That's great news. Where's my army gone? Where the hell's my army gone? I don't remember disbanding. Did I just disband it by accident? Because I don't remember doing that. I must have just disbanded it without even realising I did it. Well, I may as well disband it and let our armies take care of it for us. There's no point me calling them back up. How the hell did I disband that without even knowing I'd done it? We've nearly won. Travellers bring rumour of fine blood. They say that Shiara has escaped from her dungeons of Argella waters and has built a lair in Riverrun. Okay, so there's a free dragon in the Riverlands. We're at 97% war score. Oh crap! We have died. Astorion is dead. You have a new heir. If your character dies now, you'll play as Prince Rhaegal of New Valyria. Your twin brother, Emperor Astorion Vaekar, has died, and now it falls to you to decide whether to make a funeral a big and special event, or just keep it a small and private one. My twin brother deserves to be honoured with a funeral. Who will you invite? Just the Vaekar family. Emperor Astorion has taken his last breath at the age of 33. He died of greyscale. A popular man, Astorion counted on many people as friends and confidant. Now he is with the gods, and he will be sorely missed by many. Emperor Orion II, courageous and willing to rush to action. We hope that Orion's bravery will not see the realm fall into reckless ruin. Long live Emperor Orion II. Pretenders, Daemon Vaekar. Okay, so be it. Astorion Vaekar has died, causing his dragon Seawing to fly into a rage and establish a lair in Sarmel. Great, so now we've got two dragons with lairs in Sarmel. Emperor Orion the Drunken fulfilled the ambition to obtain a greater throne. All bow before his excellency, Orion of the House Vaekar, the second of his name, Emperor of the Gulf of Grief, Master of Marine, Astapor and Yunkai, ruler of Sarmel and heir to the Giscari Empire. All bow before the Emperor. All hail His Magnificent Orion of House Vaekar, the second of his name, Emperor of New Valyria Freehold, Great Archon of the colonies of Old Valyria, Protector of the Free Cities and all the East, Master of the Roina and Lord of Old Valyria and Sar Mel. Okay, so it's not really good, is it? Let him run. And now it means that we're not at war with Norvos. Norvos has managed to escape the war that we was having, which is frustrating. Emperor Orion II, the Drunkard of New Valyria. Okay, we've got our 3 children. Obviously, very good traits, very good martial, not very good at anything else. The war's been okay, so the wars are over. Norvos is a bloody escaped being captured because of that. I was spending lavishly on food for our brother. Orion obviously loved his brother. I'll decide my new council. Well, we're going to have to look into all of that. I think we'll sort everything out in the next episode. We've ended on a little bit of a bad moment. Okay, so we've got 3 wives. Where's she from? She's strange looking. Oh, she's from Karth. Okay, interesting. We've got 3 wives, and all our children have been mothered by the priestess of Valyria, which is interesting. But yeah, we'll end this episode here for now. We've had some tragic moments in this episode. A lot of loss for House Vaekar. Hopefully the losses won't continue and we can get things back on track in the next episode. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new here, and I'll hopefully see you very soon for my next video.